All right, y'all. What's happening? It's the Tree of Life podcast once again. Just checking in with you guys. We are still doing a 7-day fast. Tomorrow's the last day, right?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
today's the last day.
Today's the
Tomorrow
last
we'll
day.
eat.
Tomorrow we finally get some food in our life, so we looking forward to that. Well, more so Stephanie, because me, I still been eating, but just cutting back on the meat and stuff. But it's been a good ride, nice experience. We probably continue it on moving forward, but we're not really touching base on that today. Today's topic is just something that came to me from the ancestors' spirit realm. Um, it was just placed on my heart to just talk about the events leading up to this whole coronavirus ordeal and our personal testimony in regards to that. I want to say it started for us in November when they pretty much didn't allow parents to have religious exemptions from vaccines for their children when it comes to public schools, daycare, etc. We were forced to take our daughter, Samara, out of daycare because of that, because of the MRI. What's the name of that shot, babe?
The MMR shot.
The MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella shot. And I didn't know if people noticed, but they've been pushing this vaccine stuff for a long time, and they're starting to really trying to mandate it now as far as these viruses that they're saying there's no cure for, but they have these vaccines for, that is supposed to build our immunity for these vaccines. So in November, we were forced to take our daughter out of childcare because of them pretty much violating our human rights and our religious beliefs, pretty much saying that you're no longer exempt for those beliefs and the God that you follow, in regards to them putting pretty much GMO material in your body, trying to say that it's a cure for the things that are in circulation. And a lot of these viruses have been in circulation since humanity has been on the planet. So it's just interesting, and I want people to take note to how these things occur and the events leading up to this big Rona virus that we're faced with today, because it's always an agenda, especially when you're dealing with governments, you're dealing with money and people in high places who are really not really affected by these type of circular diseases because they know how to insulate themselves with their money. But the thing is, now with this Rona thing, is really a equalizer in the sense that it's even bringing those so-called higher ups to a level where they can catch it too. And it's pretty much showing that no matter how much money you got, you're still part of this human condition. Now, what I've noticed when it comes to this type of these type of circumstances is there's always a dichotomy. And I feel like we as a people, we too much follow the Eurocentric mind frame of dealing with healthcare and disease. And being a black man in America, I've noticed that we were always the guinea pigs when it comes to ushering in new vaccines or pretty much any type of scientific material that they want to embark on. They always use black people as guinea pigs for these operations or these type of situations. So, of course, them not giving us religious exempt for our children, it was already a red, pretty much a signal for me that something ain't right. Once they start violating what to me is a basic human right, like you're pretty much telling us that we no longer are allowed to tell the government that, hey, these foreign free radical substances that y'all are lacing these vaccines with in this Trojan horse that you want to call a vaccine is something that is a violation of human rights at its most basic thought process. Like, I feel like it doesn't take a genius to see that. And there was a lot of people that had pushback when it came to abiding by that rule. But you'll be surprised that it was a lot of people who just went on ahead and got their kids vaccinated because they need to continue working and they want to continue paying the bills. Pretty much going along to get along. which we are on the contrary. That's never been how we got down as just individuals, and as parents, we're even more safeguarding our family in regards to that. And the funny part is, it's almost as if we got negative, people thought very negative about how we approach our parenting. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about people in our own family pretty much saying that since they got vaccinated, why ain't we getting our kid vaccinated, as if they're the same vaccines that they used to get back in the day. And we know that when it comes to this beast that we dealing with, they evolved in their methodology when it comes to being diabolical. And they've been conducting experiments on our people. Check out the Tuskegee syphilis experiments. And usually when you hear these type of experiments being done on people, it's never a one-time thing. It's always something that happens across the nation. You just hearing about one instance. Same thing with the Flint water crisis. You best believe it's more cities that are just as crucial with their water supply as Flint. It's just not being reported. So these things ain't nothing new, and it just surprised me. I'm actually baffled by people who seem to trust the powers that used to be as some kind of authority on health, when America is the most obese, the most disease state people because of our food intake and how we treat healthcare. To this day, healthcare is the number one issue topic in politics. Like, and to me, a basic human right, which is healthcare, that shouldn't even be negotiated. That's nothing to talk about. That's a human right. You know what I'm saying? Especially when there's so many natural remedies out here. But see, the thing is, they always want to capitalize off a cure. And they don't want you cured. That's the problem. But they try to act like this vaccine is some kind of miracle worker, that once they can just give you this shot, somehow you're going to be immune to everything that's happening. And obviously that ain't the case, because they're doubling, tripling up the vaccine since we was kids. So what you think is going to happen in the next generation and the generation after that? Them shits ain't working, yo. And I encourage people to use your own common sense. It's almost as if we're cursed with a forward-thinking mentality. The people that are proactive in their thought process are the ones that's villainized, or the ones that's deemed conspiracy theorists, because we actually know how to think ahead and see things coming, almost like the instinct. It's your animal instinct, that gut instinct that we've been taught to neglect in this whole incorporating ourselves with this matrix BS. So, like I just said, leading up to these events, man, you can already see that our human rights was being violated by them pretty much telling us that we can no longer have a religious exemption from vaccines for our children, which is a human rights violation. Then leading up to this coronavirus, where it's like now everybody is affected by it, and they're saying that they're coming up with a vaccination as a response. Trust and believe they probably already got it. They just waiting on the right time to say that they have it. So y'all, all of you people that was encouraging vaccinations, y'all gonna line up for it. And I hope y'all do. If that's what y'all believe in, do your thing. More power to you. And let's see where that takes you. Us, on the other hand, we about a different life, a holistic, natural approach in life. And we're going to always stay true to that, because that's what our ancestors did. And that's just what it is, man. And it's just funny to me how people have this pretty much a slave mentality. Quit following your master. Like, seriously. Like, you need to start being your own person. Learn how to think for yourself. And use that to safeguard you and your family, yo. Because it's almost as if we need to pat ourselves on the backs as parents, because we was already quarantined. We quarantined ourselves from society. Trust and believe. It's a reason why we're living where we live compared to staying in the boroughs. Of course, when we had to take our daughter out of preschool, it was tough because I had to take a personal leave of absence. We was concerned about her socialization. You know what I'm saying? But in the all-in-all ultimate scheme of things, it just felt like it was the right thing to do. And that was a sacrifice that we had to take. And mind you, we took a little hit financially and all of that, but to me, it was very much worth it looking at today's time. And it's funny how we was concerned about her socialization with other kids as far as her development. And now we're in the time of social distancing. The irony, yo, the irony. But I just feel like this is not about us tooting our own horn, but it is to just show that when you trust and you believe in spirit and how the great mother navigates and protects you through all of these things, yo, you're going to be all right, man. And we for too long as a people have been letting evildoers get away with shit by just going along to get along. We're the type that we're going to make a stand. We live and die for ours and what we believe in. And that's just how we're going to always be. And be wary and take note when you're trying to live your truth and you have people around you that's not supportive of that. Because deep inside, they still are part of the matrix. And they still have this slave master mentality. And we've been broke that curse. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to break out of that and be proactive thinkers and do the right thing for the next generations and generations to come. And not be the same, you know, just shucking and jiving type of people, man. Like, y'all got to start waking up out there and seeing how they lay all of these agendas out. And it's like a step by step. It's so see-through. Like, I guarantee you, you're going to come up with a vaccine for this coronavirus. And I'm sorry to say, people that's city workers and dealing with healthcare, they going to make y'all get that shit. Like, that's just that's the American way. So it's just like, that's going to be another great divide. Because it was already a great divide when they was talking about the religious exemption and how there's no more of that. So you best believe, as a people, y'all have power and y'all have to stop going along to get along. It's a new day out here, and it's to the point now where it's almost obvious that they're weaponizing this shit. Like, come on, man. Like, and you know that that's where they want to go with it. So yeah, about summertime, probably even earlier than that, they're going to be having vaccines, and they're going to make y'all line up for the shit, mandate the shit to where you got to get it. So we already went through that, you know what I'm saying, through having to deal with the measles vaccine and how we anti that. We anti all that type of stuff. Like, seriously, if it ain't something that you can scientifically break down for me and make it make sense, and I've done way more research than a lot of these naysayers who say that you should get the vaccine. So it ain't nothing you can really tell me in regards to that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you can come show me some research that you've done yourself and not just be regurgitating what somebody else told you that's a part of this Eurocentric paradigm. You can't really tell me nothing, man. We are two different species. There's humans and then there's mankind. What we've been doing is following mankind. We need to be humans again. And they have no problem with detaching you from your humanity, because that's what that was when they was giving, trying to force you to not have religious exemption for your kids' vaccination. That was a direct assault on your humanity. And y'all don't see that? Like, I gotta start waking up, yo. Like, the ancestor put that on me because we have too many people that's in our direct family that just don't get it. And I'm not here to bash them or make them feel bad about it. I'm just here because I feel like with this whole coronavirus crisis, we need to use this as a teaching moment. Like, yo, we've been through this already, yo. We had to quarantine ourselves because of what they've been already trying to roll out. So you best believe that now that this new virus done came into the game, they're going to try to force that on people as well. Whatever vaccine or so-called cure that they're going to come up with. So right now, we're not trying to peddle fear or none of that type of shit. I'm just letting you know what to expect. Because we already been through it. The Most High always got us and always seems to find a way for us. And we're very thankful for that. But I just want people to really take heed to what's going on, yo. Like I said, either you human or you mankind. Which one do you want to be? Like, seriously, yo. And then it's levels to everything. Because even once you start taking back your humanity, there's another level to that as well. Then that's when you start wanting to talk about becoming gods and goddesses. You know what I'm saying? It's levels. But it's like right now we can't even get the human part right. So I'm just trying to show y'all, like, do not follow some GMO inorganic shit when it comes to dealing with any type of virus. Your number one defense is what God gave you, your immune system. Build that up. Alkaline your body. Your body is your temple. Your mind, body, and soul should be on one accord. If you ain't doing that type of shit, you will catch some shit. And it's just inevitable, like straight up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, this is how you protect yourself, mind, body, and soul. Like I said, we already been through this as far as what they're trying to do on the legal side of things to make it to where they can not only put poison in your kids, but now they're going to make it to where they can put poison in all of us. And that's the whole aim. I've been telling people how all of this shit is connected, even with Trump building his wall. Y'all was so worried about him keeping the immigrants out, but y'all wasn't thinking about that. Hey, maybe he's trying to keep us in. And I've been saying that. Like, think about it. Think about now how all of this stuff plays out. Now his whole MO was building a wall, and then now he's going to be looking so presidential as far as handling this crisis. They're going to give him another term, and then his plan is going to really sink in. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking martial law. Certain states you ain't even going to be able to go through. So it's just like, yo, shit going to get ugly before it get better. The ancestors really placed it on my heart to let people know, because I know it was a lot of parents that was in our situation that they was making it hard for, and that shit just was not fair. It's just not cool to be living your life just regular, and then all of a sudden they telling you that you got to take your kid out of school. That just throws everything off. So think about that. You know what I'm saying? And once people don't have a way of providing for their family and stuff like that, that's when savage shit start happening. That's when you start looking into movies like The Purge and shit. So, like I said, man, we're dealing with this virus. It's going to be a lot of ugliness before it get better. But I just wanted to let y'all take heed to our process and why we view things the way we view things, because this shit is ludicrous when you think about it, man. How they try to Trojan horse our people. They try to act like they got something that's going to help you or prevent for you to get some shit. But ultimately, it's free radicals. It's cancerous. They putting GMO synthetic stuff in your body, metals that can give young black boys autism. And I don't care what nobody say. There's no reason why the numbers of that should be on an incline like that. And a lot of people, and some even I even know personally, feel like that's exactly what stemmed from it. Like it came from a vaccine. So it's just like, until we can start having real conversations that shows all the pros and cons, and the companies that come up with these vaccines are not exempt from being legally prosecuted. If people feel like those vaccines are the reason for their kid catching autism or any kind of illness or even death in a lot of cases, because there'd be a lot of more people dying from the vaccine than the actual fucking disease that they're supposed to be curing. So we need to really start having real conversations as families, and don't be shunning the people that want to go the natural route. What's wrong with doing what your ancestors did and living by Mother Nature's code? There's so many herbs out here. Didn't Bob Marley say herbs are the healing of a nation? When did we lose that teaching, yo? I don't understand. Since when did we become pill poppers and people that take vaccines? Like, sometimes going back is going forward. And that's what we need to understand as humans and as spiritual beings. We work on cycles. We work on cycles. So when we look back to our ancestors and how they did things, that's our future. Because guess what? All of this Eurocentric mindset, they got it from our ancestors. But what they do is they pervert it and make it something that suits them, and it don't be good for us. So we have to reconnect to what our ancestors was doing and what they was trying to show us in those hieroglyphics and all that symbology that came in stone for us. And we need to tap back into our Akashic records and see what it is that we need to be doing. because that's our future. That's why they studied the ancient history, because they was way more advanced than what we is now. All they did to get to where we at now was reverse engineering. That's all they did. They ain't taking us to no future. We the future. We're the ones that's going to design that future, because they don't have a future unless we design it. Period. Because the stuff that they have now, they got from our ancient ancestors. Period. They ain't got nothing, no new moves. So it takes us and our proactive thinking and tapping back into our Akashic records, our memory bank of our ancestors, to get to where we going. So this is just me freestyling. I told my queen this morning, like, yo, something was just placed on me after this fast that we've been having, and I just wanted to get that out, because I'm tired of people just falling for the okie doke, yo. Like, at some point, you have to use that mind that God gave you, yo, straight up. Like, and if you don't want to do it, I'm cool with that. Just don't come around me, because I'm gonna point it out, and it's not gonna be comfortable. It's gonna be an awkward situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I vibe with people who vibe with me. Like, I try to keep it light. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge nobody. If you feel like that's your route, that's cool. I'm not here to judge that, but don't judge me when I'm saying that ain't my route. Like I said, I'm going the human species, the king, the queens, the gods and goddesses route. That's the route I'm going. That mankind bullshit, that GMO, fake this, fake that, fake everything, like, and acting like it's real, I ain't with that. Like, I'm not with that. So, like I said, like, it's to the point now where you see, it's almost as if they want to promote the fake shit as if it's real. Like, all this stuff that they criticize black women for, all of a sudden, big lips, big hips and ass, and all of the curves that black women were known for, it's become like the new shit now. As long as you can get it fake and highlight it on Instagram, you the shit now, you popping. But there was a time where all that shit was shunned. Like, nobody wanted none of that type of stuff, right? So it's just like, I gotta pay attention, man. We are the gods, we're the humans, we're the ones that everybody in this world wants to emulate. So why do we want to follow them when we're the ones that set the trend? Even in healthcare, shout out to Dr. Sebi, Dr. Africa, who just passed away, rest in paradise to that king. Everybody who knew the natural route and was trying to share that with our people who was too deaf, dumb, and blind to take notes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just hoping that this video would shake something up, spark something in somebody to wake up, make sure that you take care of you and your family, and be careful when it comes to them telling you to take this shot, yo. Because it's going to come out and they're going to try to force you to do that shit. And we already felt it. So we know that that's what's coming. That's the next wave. You know what I'm saying? So for my humans, continue to take these natural remedies. My queen dropped one for y'all as far as building up your immune system. It's plenty of people that's on it like that. So we ain't invent the wheel. We just telling you from our perspective, like how we do things in our household. And hopefully, if it resonates, more power to you. Like I said, this is strictly for the humans, the kings and queens, the gods and goddesses, yo. If it don't resonate, fine. This ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? But those that want to still believe that, hey, they did syphilis experiments on our people back in the day, but today they ain't still doing that no more. Nah, man, the government always been done right by us. Like, you sound crazy, and you need to really rethink how you process this whole shit that's going on right now, yo. It's really about thinking for self, getting back to self, and understand how the spirit works. Because I mean, like, we sat down, I had to take a month off of work, looking for another job up here, and the spirit put it in such a way that it was like, nah, you need to get your ass back to work, and y'all gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But this whole Rona, the timing of it, it's just funny to me. It's so ironic. It's almost as if we was ahead of the curve. Yeah. Because we saw it coming. Like, they try to pretty much use our children as bargaining chips to pass some laws. Like, real shit, yo. And like I said, a lot of these diseases, if you really do the history of it, it ain't us that's bringing this shit. It ain't us that be having these type of diseases. It ain't until we're in contact with other mankind type motherfuckers that we start harboring after these things. Just a thought. But like I said, man, I'm gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to drop that jewel right quick. We're gonna come back again tomorrow to tell y'all about our fast and how that went. And that's pretty much it. We signing off. We love y'all. This is the Royal Family, the Tree of Life Podcast, and we signing out. Peace.
Peace.